Will it be a Russian day or an Austrian day?
I think it's going to be a Russian day. I think Spartak will be a bit disappointed letting Rapid back into the game after such a good start. I think their manager will tell them to pull out all the stops and get in control of the game again.
Certainly, it's only the Rapid Vienna side that's on the pitch. Spartak Moscow making them wait a little bit, John. They're on their way now.
Yeah, I agree with Billy. I think if Spartak get in front, they could win the game actually quite comfortably. But the longer Vienna stick in there, the better. And either way, you know, if it ends up 2 or 3 to Spartak, we'll settle for that. We'll also settle for penalties as well.
Thank you very much indeed. The good news is it's stopped raining at the Coleraine Showgrounds. It's also brightening up a bit, so the weather is certainly improving. Back to our commentary team, Michael McNamee and Chris Morgan. Enjoy the second half.
Thank you very much indeed. Yes, the rain has stopped and the sun, well, I don't know if it's sun, but the heat has increased, so Chris Morgan, our commentary box here, is rather akin to a mini sauna, but I'm glad to say the view is very good. And we're looking there at number 22, Arthur Mollian, who perhaps should have scored at least one in the first half. One he screwed wide when he looked in a great position to score. And that's Marco Angela standing over the ball. Number 12 for Rapid Vienna. And the next 35 minutes and possibly even more time after that, if penalties are needed, will tell us who'll be the winners of the 2006 Milk Cup. Neither of these sides has won the trophy before, and Spartak in the red jerseys going into the final is pretty much red hot favourites, having seen off Chelsea and Manchester United on the way, whereas Rapid Vienna needed penalties in both the quarter-final and semi-final matches and only got through to the quarter-finals on the drawing of lots. The referee is Arnold Hunter from Maguire's Bridge in County Fermanagh. And number 3 is Mikhail Badyatinov, the captain of Spartak Moscow. But set-piece play not quite up the scratch, and drilled away by the other captain, Stefan Pala. And this is Yasin Pevelan. He's got support from Angela. Angela's inside the area. Can he just get his foot to the ball? Opportunity, and blocked brilliantly by Anton Piskunov. And the Spartak defence looking a little bit dozy.
They went missing a little bit, the defenders there. I think they went forward for the set piece and they got caught on the break.
Well, we see Angela getting past one, getting past two, and it was only the persistence of Piskunov that forced the ball out of play for the corner. There's the vital challenge. Rapid again, bring the big man up from the back. The keeper's gone absolutely AWOL. Nobody got to it. Holzmeier missed it, and the chance is gone.
To be honest, that's probably one of the better set pieces we've actually seen in the game. Most of them so far have been a bit disappointing, but that was put into a decent area there. Unfortunately, nobody could take advantage.
Well, we've seen that the Spartak goalkeeper Evgeny Gubin is fallible. Yaroslavtsev has lost out. Matthias Moore, he's got real pace. Look at that. Moore's got 2 to aim at. There's 1 at the back post. So Rapid are actually coming out of the blocks at the start of the second half, looking the livelier side.
Moore again down that side. It's causing problems.
Well, I'm not sure if you call that a salsa. That looks more like a gravy chip to me. I'm not sure if that's an athlete's diet, but perhaps he's on the bench.
Pre-match meals have changed these days.
I'm told that's the Paraguayan side. I'm not sure the burger and chip is required meal. Long-range effort from Yasin Pehlevan. He's got a sweet right foot.
I think he's looked for the keeper maybe a couple of yards off his line there, but just didn't get enough on it.
Well, we saw a cracking strike in the junior final for Crumlin. Seen a few great goals in this week of the Milk Cup. And this is Rapid Vienna in the green and white hoops, doing their best to take the trophy back to Austria. Moore, who's proved to be one of the key players. A live wire left winger. Again, he's looking for the corner kick, I think, or at least the throw in. But doesn't get it. The weather has improved. We haven't got the lashing rain we had 45 minutes ago. Matthias Moore has already proved his worth in the opening moments of this second half. And Alexander Yaroslavtsev will take the throw in for Spartak Moscow. That's off Pala. Haven't seen him getting forward as much as he has in the previous games in the tournament. Free kick awarded to Spartak Moscow. The floodlights are on. You probably can't tell on the picture in your television, but the floodlights are, well, they're not quite burning bright. There's a few bulbs out, shall we say. Well, Akilov was looking for the free kick.
I think he was clipped.
And breaking down the left-hand side is Kem Tosun for Rapid Vienna, cleared upfield by Evgeny Gubin. Our text number is 81771, as ever, if you'd like to send us your thoughts on the Milk Cup or on this game. 81771. 0-0 here between Rapid Vienna and Spartak Moscow. Best chance came in the first half, and it was that man, Mikhail Badyadidov. His free kick tipped onto the bar. Akilov's not happy with that decision either.
Yeah, I think possibly the referee could have let that go. The advantage was certainly there for Spartak Moscow to break away.
Savyetkin is spreading play to the Spartak left, or Piskunov. Big defender. That's the substitute, Oleg Shmolov. And the surface is still damp and slippery. Oleg Shmolov started the semi-final last night against TuS Altenberge. Skipper plays the ball forward. Molyan can't find Akilov. Schneider nearly got his foot in, but Molyan's got it back. His close control is usually very good. Just tapped upfield by Moore. Savyetkin. This is Akilov. Molyan's in support. Molyan in the area, taking two defenders with him, goes down. Up you get, says referee Hunter. Angla. Rubbed by Banyatinov. Akilov. Skipper's continued his run. That was a nasty deflection and a ball in the face for, I think it was Schneider. No way through for Mayhich on the right hand side for Rapid Vienna. Normally this will lead to a huge avalanche of goals, but this game does have penalties written all over it at the moment, Chris.
Certainly looks that way. Both teams are probably tired. It has been a long week for them. They've had a lot of games, and certainly at this stage it looks like penalties, but as you say, that's usually the script for 2 or 3 goals.
Let's hope so.
I think certainly would like to see the game decided. It's a cruel way for it to be decided. You've seen how heartbroken the Crumlin United players were when they lost their final.
Dreadful, dreadful. But I suppose if you enter a tournament like this, when you get to a final or you get to a semi-final, there is the possibility.
That's Sven.
Who? 7.5 minutes gone in the second half. Pala. Akilov gets it forward. Savyetkin. Piskunov. A little bit of time and space for Shmolov now. The left hand side. He's beaten the defender down under the challenge. I think he was lucky to get away with that, but Shmolov continues. Now, benefit of the doubt, I think, went to the Rapid defender on that occasion. We see Shmolov go through. And that was the number 5, Tanshu Kaihan, the right back. And we'll say it was accidental.
It was hard to tell whether he did actually make any contact or not.
Piskunov with a throw in for Spartak. Looking for Shmolov, one of the smaller men. And it's going to fall for Molyan. Well, it was either going to fly high over the bar or going to fly into the top corner of the net.
He looked as if he was slightly off balance as he was striking and couldn't just get enough composure.
Perhaps didn't expect the ball to come to him. Certainly worth a crack at goal. Arthur
From
Mollian.
25 yards, yeah, it's worth having a strike.
Levan gets the ball forward. Angela loses out in the tackle to Badyatinov. Akilov, little bit of pace. Challenge was a good one though from Tosun. This is Schneider. Just too many red jerseys around him, and Tumenko wins the throw in. Balance is just moving back in favour of Spartak Moscow now.
At times they just look to be try to be a little bit too precise. They're trying to play little triangles around the middle area of the pitch.
This is Shmolov with the ball in. Kadyev is there. The goalkeeper gets his hands to it, and Ertan Uzun was quite happy that didn't fall at the feet of a Russian attacker.
Great ball in by Smolov. He was looking for a centre forward to go across the near post there.
It was a terrific ball, the sort of ball that Chris Morgan appreciates. If he's quick enough to get to it, that is. Nobody there in a red jersey. Kadyev is waiting for the goalkeeper maybe to fumble it. Long ball cut out by Piskunov. He can't keep it in. Frustrating for both sides with the ball skidding around this surface. Rapid build from the back, and then launch the big ball, asking an awful lot of Matthias Moore. But Yaroslavtsev didn't know what was behind him or around him. To the simple thing, put the ball out.
Possibly a lack of communication there. I think he could have, if he was told by one of his fellow defenders, he could have had time to maybe turn and certainly get a bit of distance on his clearance.
3 bodies in the box for Pala to aim at. Not a great first touch. Mollian down under the challenge of Tosun. Referee plays the advantage. Mollian can't bring the ball with him. Pala. Good sensible play, winning his side, a throw in. 11 minutes gone in the second half. Still goalless in the final of the Milk Cup. Yaroslavtsev puts the ball out, and up jogs Kem Tosun. There's the man under pressure at the moment, Evgeny Gubin. We're about to see, I think that's Martin Obritzberger come on for Rapid Vienna.
Poor delivery again, unfortunately. They haven't beat the front man.
Yes, the ball in has to be better from Rapid. Pala. Oh, a decent ball in, but there's nobody there. Gubin drills it upfield. Kadyev trying to win the header, beaten by Pala. Tosun. Mayhitch runs across to try and keep the ball in. Substitute is about to come on now for Rapid Vienna. Coming off is Benjamin Schneider, and it's actually number 9 Gunter Schwarz coming on for the remaining 22 minutes. Hasn't really got into the thick of things, Benjamin Schneider. And let's see what Gunter Schwarz can bring to the party. He's wearing number 9.
It's maybe at this stage where some substitutions maybe could be the key to the game. Some fresh legs.
Fresh legs, fresh bodies, fresh thinking. Nice distinctive haircut as well. Good man. And Schwarz has taken a place, certainly an advanced position for Rapid Vienna.
He's wearing 9, so possibly a centre forward, and maybe Rapid are going to have a go for it.
That's why we employ you, number 9 centre forward. Good thinking, Chris, yes. Doesn't always work that way in squad systems, but most strikers do like to wear 9. What about yourself? Any preferences?
Usually number 9, but as long as it's 1 to 11.
Pala. There is the number 9. Gunter Schwarz. And he wins a side of free kick.
Schwartz looks like he might have a bit of pace. He looks clever on the ball, so
yes, it certainly looks as though Rapid are showing a little bit more ambition now with the extra man up front. There he is, and he'll be awaiting the ball in from this free kick, which is skipper Stefan Pala will provide. Schwartz is on the edge of the area alongside Yashin Pelevan. Also up is Angela and Dobrognig. Referee Hunter's not happy with the positioning of Oleg Shmolov.
again we're looking for a decent delivery here. Give the guys in the box something to try and get on the end of.
Strikes it all the way, and the offside flag is up. It was a heck of a strike by Stefan Pala. There he is. Onto the left foot, and boom. And Gubin, he was certainly wary of the danger.
Wasn't great goalkeeping. Had they held the line and stayed on side, it was certainly in an area where a striker could have taken advantage.
I think Gubin was just quite happy to keep the ball out of his net. Such was the pace of Pala's free kick strike. So there's the warning for Spartak Moscow. Set pieces would appear to be the biggest threat presented by Rapid Vienna, plus the fact they've just brought on a fairly pacey striker. There's a mistake, and that's surely a free kick. Kiskanov could well go into the referee's notebook for that. It was more akin to a rugby tackle. He knew he'd lost the ball, so he brought the man down, and Mayhich is in a few difficulties. Caught in the right ankle. Samsudin Mayhich.
Looks to be in a bit of pain.
He's in real agony, isn't he? That's certainly not put on. And there's one of the teams put out by Spartak Moscow. The Manchester United boys. All smiles. And sadly for United fans, that's Richard Eckersley with the ginger hair. It's not a V for victory for them. Richard Eckersley played in last year's Milk Cup and this year's.
Possible stars of the future, Michael.
Absolutely.
Wonder if they'd lend us a few quid.
Give it a couple of years, yes. There's the BBC big yellow sponge hands being waved.
A lot of thought went into those, Michael.
Maybe an Irish League goalkeeper would benefit from a couple of those during the season. And I'm glad to say that Mayhich is fit to continue, and Rapid have got the free kick. Trying to feed Matthias Moore on the left-hand side. Stefan Pala, who seems to be at the centre of everything that Rapid do, takes the throw-ins, takes the free kicks, takes the corners. Schwartz tussling with the Spartak captain, and this is the tall Tumenko, who's given the ball away to his opposite number, Pelevan. Shot coming in, and Gubin has to get down and make the save from Angela, and he's able to scoop the ball up as well.
Angela again, he's made a yard for himself, and he's just got his strike away. He's hit it well, and he's unfortunate.
It was one of those ones that bounces in front of a goalkeeper.
Certainly caused problems when it's like that. Unfortunately, nobody for Rapid Vienna looking to take advantage of anything coming out.
This is possibly Spartak's match winner, Molyan Yaroslavtsev. But the Russian side, they're giving the ball away too often. Pelevan, when he spotted the man, was free. This is Mayhich. There's a Russian defender out of position. Mayhich goes himself and into the side netting.
Wrong option there. He's got to look to cross the ball. It's a difficult angle.
That's Samsudin Mayhich. Not afraid to run the defender. Have a crack, and it was bobbling, but it would have hit Gabin in the Gubin in the chest had it been on target. So another indication that Rapid Vienna want to win this game in the 70 minutes. Marco Angela holds the ball up well. Pelevan, and that's off Kirill Akilov for the throw-in.
Certainly would have been interesting if Rapid Vienna had went out and played two up front from the start, because they certainly look to be the team that's more dangerous now.
Yes, they look a different side now with this man Gunter Schwarz on.
Really just the fact that they've got more bodies up front, it gives the Spartak defenders something more to think about. The first half they had all the time in the world to get the ball and play with it.
Free kick Spartak. There's Team USA waiting for the start of the elite final, where they'll take on Paraguay. Paraguay twice winners in the last 4 years. The US, of course, the current holders of the elite trophy, so that should be a very good match. Two talented sides. Paraguay scored a lot of goals, I think 6 in their 2 games. This is Shmorlov. He's beaten 1, he's beaten 2. Chance for Oleg Shmorlov. He's got support from Molian. Kadyev is there. Oh, and a great interception from Matthias Moore. Kadyev is waiting to pull the trigger.
I think from that distance, Molian should have probably had a strike at goal. He had a clear shot and he's 20 yards out. I'm surprised as well, seeing the way he's played so far, that he didn't just shoot.
And Shmolov will take the corner. He's gone very, very deep with that. Badyatinov, the captain, big defender who was up for the set piece. And he's given away the free kick. World Cup stars of the future, perhaps. You can see how tired the players are after an intense week of football. That's Mark Dubrovnik. Tumenko rides the challenge. Molian sets off on the run. Pala trying to tidy up. Kadyev doing his best to... Well, the ball got forgotten about there between the two, but Molian tries to slip it past the defender. Holtzmeyer does what central defenders should do, and he gets the ball out of play. Yaroslavtsev for the throw-in. Akilov. Molian falls off the referee, and Sovietkin couldn't get a decent crack and goal. Rapid, if they can get the ball to Matthias Moore, they might have an opportunity. Schwarz is in the area. Yaroslavtsev's gone back, and that's a corner kick. Good play by Moore. He's certainly at the centre of all the good things that Rapid have done in the 22 minutes of the second half.
Angle again. Played well there. Was back to goal. He held the ball, and the support came from the midfield again. That allowed Rapid Vienna to make that break, and a good third man run from Moore.
So we're looking for the two big men. Holtzmeyer wearing 18, Tosun wearing 19. Gubin, the goalkeeper, will want to get somewhere near it, but his defence get the ball cleared. Pelevan can't put his foot to it, and the big men will jog back and resume their defensive duties for the Austrian side. That's Maxim Nesterov. Kadyev. Once again, Molian, 22, is the only one upfield for Spartak. Moore. Tumenko looked up, couldn't find Akilov. Pala. He's got the confidence to really run. Look at this, Stefan Pala. Angela. He's got past the skipper. He was unfortunate, just couldn't make a decent contact on the ball, but this is a nice period for Rapid Vienna.
Disappointing thing there was when the ball went to come in from Angela, there was only actually one player in the box. Centre forward Schwarz.
Holzmeier getting a little bit tangled up, but that's very neat by the big man. There's a man down who's Akilov on the far side. Pala with the ball in. Schwartz with a header down, and the flag is up. And I think Akilov will now receive some treatment. Here's the challenge. It was a back flick by Stefan Holzmeier. Kirill Akilov. You can see it in his face. But he won't want to miss the remaining 10 minutes, plus a possible shootout. Kadyev can't get to the ball before Ertan Uzun.
And Kadyev probably should have been anticipating that. Malayan was certainly always going to win it, and the ball was always going to go in there, and if he had taken a chance, he probably would have been in and goal.
Two tired teams, two tired wet teams. Pala with a throw in. Timenko. Dubrovnik. Attempted header by Angle into the path of Gunter Schwartz. Akilov showing no signs of suffering from that challenge, with Smolov has won the ball, and that's not the first time that Kaihan has given it away, and Smolov very nearly benefited. Smolov taking on Kaihan. The right back on his feet, off his feet. It'll fall for Tumenko with a shot. First timer. And he's won the corner kick. It must have taken a deflection.
He got a shot away quickly there. Tumenko was very unfortunate. I think if it had been inside the post, it would have been looking at the first goal.
There's Tumenko, and it just skidded away beyond the post. Header won by Byatinov. Kaihan, he was waiting for the ball to go out of play, and I think he's conceded the corner. Will he be the man lifting the trophy in around 11 minutes' time? We shall see. They're queuing up for Spartak. That's another corner that Smolov will take.
The delivery in that one was a little bit better. Possibly a little bit too much air in it, but it certainly gave the attackers in there something to go and try and put their head onto.
Substitution has been made by Rapid Vienna. Marko Angela has gone off, and Ivan Milosavljevic, delighted he's on. Spartak Moscow can't get anything on the ball from the second corner, and Mehic, he's only got the substitute to aim at. So that's Milosavljevic. Ivan, let's call him Ivan. Nesterov. Just over 7 minutes left to play. One goal will surely win this game. 8-1, 7-7-1 for your thoughts on this match and the Milk Cup in general. Long ball should be Gubin's.
Spartak defenders will be glad that Gubin came and dealt with that there. It's nice for the defenders when their goalkeeper shows confidence and comes and gathers the ball.
Still has only been beaten once in almost 5 games now. Smolov. Savietkin. Yaroslavtsev, the right back, has come forward. Nice turn by the substitute. And Konstantin Sashelin, who scored the second goal in the 2-0 win over Chelsea, is about to come on. He's a forward, and he's replacing Kirill Akilov. So Sashelin is on for the remaining 7 minutes. And there he is. He was barely on the pitch against Chelsea, but he got the second goal. Sorry, Chris.
It looks like it's a like-for-like substitution there. It looks like he's going to play in that midfield area.
Here he is, Sashelin. Loses out to Dubrovnik. Kadjev. Long chase from Molyan. He's got the pace though. Tumenko's at the back post. Molyan finds Kadjev. Too many defenders near him. Holzmeier launches it long. Good header won by the substitute, Milosavljevic. That's the other Rapid substitute, Gunter Schwarz. Are they thinking about a penalty shootout on the Russian bench? I think they might be.
At this stage, probably both teams would take it. You know, you don't want to lose in the last 5 minutes.
Schwarz just didn't fall for him. Still Molyan's the only man forward for Spartak Moscow. Sashelin certainly played in a more advanced position in the Chelsea game, but he has slotted into that central midfield role. Here's Shmolov. Tala, was that handball? He had to win that challenge against Kadjev, and the skipper did just that. Moore forced out of play and left his arm in, and I think he's going to get a yellow card for that. That was a little bit silly from Matthias Moore.
Yeah, it's a cheap yellow card there. He'll be a bit disappointed.
He joins his teammate Samsudin Mehic in the referee's notebook, that referee being Arnold Hunter. Let's remember that should it go to penalties, that Rapid are the experts. They've won 2 penalty shootouts in a row, and both their goalkeepers have made penalty shootout saves because they take it match about. And Uzun made 2 saves in the shootout against the Chilean side, Universidad Católica. So something's got to give. Here's Moore, not a great ball. Vadyatinov looking for Shmolov. Tumenko just couldn't get to it. 3 minutes of normal time left to play.
It's just become a little bit scrappy, I feel. Tired legs again, no doubt.
Neither side wants to make the mistake that'll lose the game, but maybe this is it. Kadjev. There are 4 forward from the aim at. He couldn't find Sashelin. Here is the substitute. Alexander Yaroslavtsev. Sashelin. Is there a sting in the tail? Well, he's won the corner. So with just 2 minutes left to play, what do? Do you bring up your big man, or do you, well, Vadyatinov's come up.
Certainly sent everybody forward, so I mean this is a real opportunity if they can get a good delivery.
Shmolov's going to take it. Look out for number 3 Banyatinov, and Tumenko's number 10. They're the big men, and it's into the net, and the Russians have done it, and it's Konstantin Kadjev with the goal, his second of the tournament. Just a minute and a half left, and surely he's won the Milk Cup for Spartak Moscow.
Great delivery into the box. and he's right in front of the goalkeeper, and he's really just got to put his head on it. Kadyev started off the game really well, and I thought he obviously looked tired later on, but he's come up with the important goal there.
There is the delivery from Oleg Shmolov. The keeper was nowhere, and Kadyev was in the right place at the right time, and there's your winning goal.
Delivery, it's all about from Smolov there. I mean, if you put the ball in with that sort of pace, it is very hard for defenders. And the goalkeeper he's never going to get out to get in front of the forward there, and he's really just got to put his head on it.
Scored the important opening goal against Chelsea, Konstantin Kadyev, and he scored the goal that surely will win the trophy for the Russian side. Rapid now, they're going to have to give something. They've sent Holzmeier, the central defender, up front. We'll keep an eye on the board to see how many minutes. There's Ertan Uzan, beaten with 1.5 minutes left to play. So we're almost into stoppage time. Always a nice time to score the only goal of a game. Chris, I would have thought. With just over 1 minute left to play.
Yeah, I'm sure Spartak would have wished it was maybe another minute or 2 minutes down the line, but certainly at that time it's...
We're about to see the board to find out how many 2 additional minutes to be played. So Spartak have just over 100 seconds left to hold out. That's the substitute down, our friend Ivan Milosavljevic. I think both teams are got another yellow card shown. The yellow card for a little bit of verbals, I think, from Mark Dobronig.
I think the Rapid Vienna players were looking for a free kick there, and the referee wasn't having it.
Rapid have got nothing to lose now, apart from the game, that is. They're piling the bodies forward. All Spartak have to do is get bodies behind the ball and win back possession. And a second goal would be a little bit unfair on Rapid Vienna. It didn't fall into the path of Artur Molyan. Kadyev, though, supplies Tumenko. Flag up.
That was a real opportunity to kill the game. That 4 against 3 there. If they had been a little bit more clever, they could have got in for another goal.
Seychelles on the substitute. Pala, first touch was too strong. Just half a minute left to play. Savietkin. Piskunov. Well, the cards are coming thick and fast, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy broken out between the two number 15s, and Dobronig could be in trouble here. Well, is that a second yellow? No, it's not. He obviously wasn't shown the yellow the first time. It was just a warning. Apologies to Mark Dobronig, but he's certainly on a yellow now.
Spartak players don't really need to get involved at this stage. You know, they've got the game won. They don't want to get involved in anything that's going to take their eye from the job to be finished.
And immediately Ertan Uzun races to pick the ball up, because we've now played 2.5 minutes of stoppage time. We're about to hear the full-time whistle blown by Arnold Hunter, right on cue, and it's all red, and it's the red of Spartak Moscow. A late goal by Konstantin Kadyev has given the Russians the Milk Cup for 2006. We thought we were heading to penalties, Chris Morgan, but up popped Kadyev, and misery for the goalkeeper Ertan Uzan.
Yeah, I mean, it was like we said at the time, it was all about the delivery from Smolov. He's put a fantastic ball in. We've been disappointed with the delivery from set pieces. They got it right when it really mattered. At that time, they were never going to lose the game. Kadyev got in, and it was a simple header for him.
Well, they've won their last 3 games by 1-0. They beat Manchester United 1-0. They beat Altenburg 1-0 in the semi-finals, and they've now beaten Rapid Vienna 1-0 in the final. There's the lad who's going to be picking up the trophy, Mikhail Badyatinov. He's got the red flag. Well, not the red flag, but the Spartak Moscow red flag. And they're the toast of the tournament at the moment.
I think, like you say, they've had 3 clean sheets, and successful sides are always built on strong defences. The front players will probably, Kadyev will get the headlines for scoring the goal, but you know, the good teams are always built on a strong back four, and certainly Spartak Moscow have shown that that's what they have.
So the winners are Spartak Moscow. We thought we were heading for penalties, not so. Konstantin Kadyev was the match winner. It finished Rapid Vienna 0, Spartak Moscow 1.
Yeah, Spartak Moscow with that late winner to win the Premier section of the Northern Ireland Milk Cup. With me, former Northern Ireland internationals John O'Neill and Billy Hamilton. You can see the despair there for Rapid Vienna. But Spartak Moscow, the best side of the tournament in this section, Billy?
I think they just about edged it. Certainly, from what I've seen, they've been very consistent up until now. But I thought Rapid Vienna gave them a very good game tonight, and it could have gone either way. But it was a goal with about 3 minutes to spare, won the game for them.
And John, aren't those great shots there? The Spartak Moscow team receiving the applause from the big local crowd here.
Tremendous day for the lads, you know, and tremendous crowd giving them a little bit of support there and applause. But considering the goal came from a corner, not totally surprised, Stephen, because in the semi-final against the German side Altenburg, I think they must have forced maybe about 20 odd corners, and it was just a matter of time maybe before they got one.
They're 16 years old, these young fellas, Billy. This is a moment they'll never forget in their footballing career.
16 going on 21. Some of the physique and the size of these guys would it's unbelievable. They're very physically strong and physically fit, but it was a very good game. There was no malicious fouls. It was played in the right spirit, and it's a day that these guys will remember for the rest of their lives. It's as if they've won the World Cup. They're doing a lap of honour now, and they're really sapping up every minute of it.
Well, there's what it's all about. There's the Premier Trophy for the Northern Ireland Milk Cup. Jim Weir there from the organising committee getting ready to hand it over. We'll be returning to Michael and Chris Morgan very shortly for those proceedings. But I think we can take a quick look at the winning goal. If you're just joining us this evening, this is the goal that won the game for Spartak Moscow this evening. A late winner it was against Rapid Vienna. Talk us through this one.
Yeah, well, it's a very good delivery. You know, it's whipped in, and I think Rapid Vienna will be very disappointed the way that they defended this. He's got a free header, and the keeper is in no man's land. You know, I think there should have been a guy, maybe the near post, to come and attack that ball, but the keeper was left stranded, and the Spartak Moscow forward just got up and just had to glance it into the empty net.
Well, as we watch Spartak Moscow celebrating, I think we can hear from Mark Sidebottom, who's pitch side.
Indeed, Stephen, we're going to hear through a translator from the winning coach, Alexander Piskarov. Katerine, you're his translator. Can you ask Andy what it means for his team to win this?
Что означает для вас победа этой команды?
Ну, победа всегда приятная, но главное было даже не в том, что мы победили, а мы посмотрели на уровне все-таки хороших команд, своих ребят. Вот главное.
It's always pleasant to win, but for us it was more important to evaluate the level of the other teams, which were very high, and our guys as well.
Final question, how does Alexander rate this tournament, the Milk Cup?
Как вы оцениваете этот турнир Milk Cup?
Ну, оценивать я хорошо, почему мы приехали, потому что я 3 года участвовал в этом турнире раньше, когда я еще работал в сборной команде, выигрывал этот кубок в 95 году.
I think it's a very good tournament, and we came here because I've already been here and I've already won this tournament in '95 with the national team, one of the youth national teams.
So it's second time around for Spartak Moscow and Alexander here. Stephen, back to you.
Yes, thanks very much indeed. Well, the presentation is almost about to start. We can hand back up to Michael and Chris.
Yes, indeed, it's never easy to be a beaten team in a final. There's always that sort of hands on hips, slump to the ground, body language, and you can see it there from the Rapid Vienna players. Tanshu Kehan, the right back, alongside Yashin Pehlevan. Stefan Holzmeier, the big central defender. They can't believe they thought they were going to get the opportunity of a penalty shootout, and they've been so successful in those in this Milk Cup, but not for the first time. Konstantin Kadyev popped up with a vital goal. It's Konstantin Savietkin who goes up first for Spartak Moscow. I think he's got the man of the match, has he? Savietkin receiving his man of the match medal.
Some of the big clubs, which people over here have to say fell by the wayside. That is the nature of the event. It always should be the best team in the competition wins. And I think both teams here this evening, Spartak Moscow, Rapid Vienna, have been tremendous ambassadors for their country. I think they deserve great applause, great round of applause for getting to the final of the 2006 Northern Ireland World Cup. And runners up this evening from Rapid Vienna, the 2006 runners up.
Rapid led up by their inspirational captain Stefan Pala. He's been one of the men of the tournament without a doubt. A rampaging left back, takes the corners, takes the free kicks. Would probably have taken a penalty as well. Stefan Holzmeier. That's the substitute, Gunter Schwarz. Some of the other squad members who didn't make it onto the pitch this evening. That's Remy Schweta, the goalkeeper, who provided those 2 saves in the shootout last night against Cherry Orchard. Had to sit on the bench this evening. Samsudin Mehic, 19, is the other big central defender, Kem Tosun. Matthias Moore, another of the certainly the best players on the pitch this evening. Another possibility for man of the match, but that was given to Konstantin Savietkin, and that's Yashin Pehlevan, the man who got the late equaliser last night against Cherry Orchard. Number 5 is Tanshu Kehan, the right back. 6 is Schneider, the man who came off during this game. All the coaches and backroom staff. Still a runners-up medal is better than nothing. Sitting alongside me, amazingly enough, Chris Morgan has transmogrified into Jackie Fullerton, who'll be commentating on the elite final between the holders USA and Paraguay. What did you make of that Premier Section final? Late winner for Spartak, Jackie.
Well, I was preparing and getting my teams confirmed for the elite final coming up, as you say, USA against Paraguay. I saw bits and pieces. I did the Rapid Vienna game last night against Cherry Orchard. And as you say, Pala, the defender, he looks a player. I think we'll hear of him in the future. Young Moore, I think the number 17, looked a good player. Schneider, a few tall boys. But I did say tonight on the news program, or the start of this program, that I did fancy Spartak Moscow because I saw them beating Chelsea, and Chelsea were devastated. I'm sure they would have thought that Manchester United, Bayern Munich, Chelsea would all be at this stage, perhaps the semi-finals and the final. But Spartak, to their credit, they beat Chelsea, they beat Manchester United, and here they are winning the final, and they look a good, athletic, typically Russian side. They're the first Russian club side to win it, Michael. You may have said that, but Russia, the national team, did win it a few years ago.
Well, there's the Russian fashion. You don't pull the jersey over your head, you take it completely off your head, you turn it around and you put it back on again. I don't know if that's going to catch on around the Causeway Coast.
Doesn't help a commentator, does it, when you can't see the numbers? Here's a flag over his number.
You mean you need the numbers, Jackie?
And there's the young lady, the blonde there, the interpreter, I think, taking photographs for posterity. It's a night to remember for young men, isn't it?
Well, 16 is Evgeny Gubin, the Spartak goalkeeper, who has a proud record, only beaten once in the entire tournament. That right at the start. There goes. I don't think that's champagne, I think that's certainly milk.
2006 Milk Cup by Mr. McNeil to the captain of the Spartak Moscow.
But these young boys will remember this the rest of their lives, the rest of their careers, and I'm sure many of them will go on to play professionally.
And just like the USA team last year, the milk's getting thrown about, and the trophy is now being waved about by captain Mikhail Badjatinov and the rest of the Spartak Moscow squad, and you can see what it means to those lads.
so the Russians win the Premier Final. Billy Hamilton is still with me. Chris Morgan has left the commentary box. He joins me here in the studio. Chris, give us your thoughts on that game.
I think you were looking probably at two tired sides. It's been a long week. Spartak Moscow were certainly probably well worthy of their win. I think they started the game very well, lost their way a little bit, and it came down to a great delivery in the set piece at the end. And when you score that late, you know you're always going to win the game.
And I think now we can hear from a disappointed Austrian coach. He's with Mark.
You can indeed, Stephen. Andy Fuhrer. Andy, you were just saying a great experience for your boys, but there had to be a loser. Disappointing.
Of course we are disappointed, because if you stay at the final, you will win it. But I think in a few moments we are very proud to stay at the final. It only can win one team, and Spartak Moscow played very well today.
Every coach I've spoken to is saying that this tournament is an elite tournament. How do you assess it the first time you've been here?
I think it's the greatest tournament in Europe we've ever met, and I said it first, we are very proud to stay in a grateful tournament like this in the final. It's perfect organized, and if we will be invited, we'll come next year.
You will definitely be back.
Of course.
Thank you very much for joining us, Andy. Stephen, that was Andy Fuhrer, and right now it's back to you, but we will have plenty of guests for you between now and the kick-off and the big one.
Yes, thank you very much indeed, Mark. It's about 15 or 20 minutes to go until the last final of the evening, which is the elite final. North America versus South America, Paraguay against the holders, the USA, and that's a game that Chris Morgan and Billy Hamilton are looking forward to, Billy.
Very much so. I watched Paraguay on Monday night against Northern Ireland, and they were very, very strong and very, very skillful team. Last year we had a great performance in the final from the USA, and they've started off the competition in the same vein. They're going to be a very, very good team as well, so it all makes for a great final.
It might take a while, Chris, for the Russians to leave the pitch here. They're enjoying themselves.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's a big tournament. They've come up here, and I'm sure they've enjoyed their week. They've won it, so that's what you're in the competition for. So let them enjoy their moment.
Okay, thanks very much for the moment. As we build up to the big game of the evening, the elite final, of course, we've got lots of other features which have captured the colour and the carnival atmosphere of the whole Milk Cup. There's been so many goals scored this week, and here's a roundup of just some of them.